There is a strange truth about strength that most people never discover. The more you try to protect yourself from pain, rejection, and loss, the more fragile you become. Centuries ago, a Japanese swordsman understood this completely. He did not seek comfort. He did not seek approval. And by the end of his life, nothing in the world could touch him. His name was Miyamoto Musashi, and this is the path he left behind for those who seek an unshakable mind. Chapter 1. The Man Who Walked Away. Miyamoto Musashi lived in constant uncertainty. He was a ronin, a masterless warrior, moving from place to place, often alone, often hungry, and frequently facing death. He fought more than 60 duels and never lost a single one. But his greatest battle was not against opponents. It was against attachment. Near the end of his life, Musashi retreated into a cave, not to escape the world, but to understand it. There, knowing death was close, he wrote a short text, only 21 lines, no poetry, no explanations, just rules. He called it Dokkōdō, the way of walking alone. It was not written to inspire others. It was written to strip the self bare. Chapter 2. The modern man who was breaking. In a crowded city centuries later, a man named Arjun lived a life that looked stable from the outside. A job, a phone full of contacts, a routine that never changed. But internally, everything depended on outcomes. Praise determined his confidence. Rejection shaped his mood. Loss unsettled him for weeks. When plans failed, he felt personally attacked. When people left, he felt diminished. He was constantly bracing himself, defending an identity that needed protection. What he did not realize was that his suffering came from a single source: attachment to things he could not control. Chapter 3. Accept everything just the way it is. The first principle of Dokkōdō is simple and brutal. Accept everything just the way it is. Not approval, not agreement. Acceptance. Musashi understood that resistance to reality drains strength faster than any enemy. A warrior who complains about the weather has already lost. A mind that argues with what exists cannot see clearly. Arjun began to notice how often he fought reality. Traffic, delays, disrespect, silence. Each one triggered frustration, not because they were harmful, but because he believed they should not exist. Acceptance did not make him passive. It made him precise. When resistance ended, energy returned. Chapter 4. Detachment is not coldness. One of the most misunderstood aspects of Dokkōdō is detachment. Musashi wrote, "Do not seek pleasure for its own sake." This was not rejection of joy. It was freedom from dependency. To depend on pleasure is to become controlled by its absence. To depend on validation is to fear silence. To depend on outcomes is to live in anxiety. Arjun realized his moods were rented, not owned, borrowed from circumstances, dictated by responses outside himself. Detachment did not remove emotion. It removed enslavement. Chapter 5. The Discipline of Elimination. Dokkōdō is not about adding practices. It is about removing weakness. Musashi advised against collecting possessions, chasing taste, or obsessing over status. Not because these things were evil, but because they distracted the mind. A warrior who carries excess cannot move freely. Arjun began eliminating quietly unnecessary conversations, endless opinions, mental rehearsals of imaginary conflicts. Each removal created space, and in that space, calm appeared. Chapter 7. Walking alone does not mean being lonely. The title Dokkōdō is often misunderstood. Walking alone does not mean rejecting people. It means standing internally independent. Musashi had students, but he never built his identity on being followed. Arjun stopped outsourcing his sense of worth. He listened more, reacted less, spoke with intention. People felt it immediately. Not dominance, not arrogance, stability. Chapter 8. Becoming untouchable. To be untouchable does not mean nothing happens to you. It means nothing owns you. Praise does not inflate you. Criticism does not dismantle you. Loss does not erase you. This is not numbness. It is sovereignty. Musashi achieved it through decades of discipline and reflection. Arjun tasted it through subtraction and acceptance. Both arrived at the same place. Conclusion. The quiet strength. Dokkōdō is not a self-help guide. It is a mirror. It asks one question repeatedly: what still controls you? The samurai understood that the strongest position is inner neutrality, calm, unmoved, present. To walk alone is not to abandon the world. It is to meet it without armor, and in doing so to become something rare, untouchable.